Video footage has emerged of a 5-year-old Palestinian child being detained by the Israeli army. The video was taken by Israeli human rights group B'Tselem. The Israeli army say the boy was throwing stones at soldiers on a street in Hebron in the West Bank. B'Tselem said the soldiers took the boy home, where they met his father and took them both away. The video shows the child crying and visibly distressed as he's put into the Israeli army truck. The father and son were held at an army base, where the video shows the father bound and blindfolded. The two were later taken to the Palestinian police, who questioned them before releasing them. While there are criticisms that the detention of the child was illegal, the Israeli army argues that the child was posing a threat by throwing stones, and that he was not arrested, nor were charges laid.
Ahmed Manasra was just 13 when he was arrested in 2015. He was interrogated and later placed in a solitary confinement for 2 years. It took its toll. He ended up in a mental health unit at Ayalon prison. Ahmed is now 21 and remains in an Israeli prison. He's one of hundreds of Palestinians whose childhoods have been stolen through decades of occupation. Some have been subjected to sexual violence, according to the international NGO Save the Children. Salwa was detained when she was only 12. A settler accused her of carrying a knife. She was later released without charges, but many others remain behind bars. There are currently 62 female Palestinians in Israeli prisons.
It's not unusual here to see children dragged away by the army or police. A new report by the charity Save the Children says what is happening in the military judicial system is a serious human rights concern. It reveals 42% of the children arrested were injured. Injuries included gunshot wounds and broken bones. 65% were arrested during the night, mostly between midnight and dawn. 86% were beaten at some point. 76% threatened with physical harm, and 60% hit with sticks or guns. 69% were strip searched. Boys made up 97% of the arrests.
Children are still being mistreated through the military detention system. They aren't the safeguarding measures that you would expect in place to keep children safe. Now, we're not saying children are above the law, but there must be safeguarding measures in place aligned to global juvenile justice standards to make sure that children are safe.
Israeli law doesn't apply in the West Bank, but Israel has signed international agreements to protect children. The report doesn't go into great detail on the long-term impacts of these arrests and the psychological damage it can do to children for years to come.
Fawzi Junaidi is 16 years old and already a veteran of the Israeli prison system. In December, he was visiting shops in his home city of Hebron when protests started around him. His arrest was caught on camera. His parents gave us permission to interview Fawzi. He says he tried to flee the protest and didn't take part. Despite that, Israeli soldiers pushed him to the ground.
One of them caught me, hit me on my chest with the butt of his rifle. He pushed me to the ground and then all started beating me. They arrested me and took me into detention and beat me again and cursed at me.
ילדים שלך? זה לא ילדים. הכל בסדר, תתרחק. אל תתקרב אליי.
אני לא מתקרב, אני באתי...
ילדים שלך?
זה לא ילדים שלי, אבל באתי לברר שמשפחה שלהם בוכה, זה ילדים בין...
אתה מכיר את ההורים שלהם?
אני מכיר את ההורים שלהם.
אז תתקשר אליהם, חוץ מזה הכל בסדר, תודה רבה.
אבל מכיר זה ילדים...
אבא שלי אבל
וואלה איש, ראח רויחו.
אבל לא זרקו הבנים, אני מכיר, כל הכבוד לך, זה תפקידך, אני קודם כל, אבל הם...
אתה צריך להיכנס משש ולרדת מחמש.
אני יודע שזה לא כתוב.
אם אתה נכנס בדיוק...
אבל אפילו אם ראיתי ילד יהודי, נוצרי, שהוא בתקופה או משהו, אז אני מתערב. לא שאני בחס וחלילה לבד.